Hello, can anybody hear me? Have I got this song wrong? Can y'all see me and hear me? I'm just checking. I might have to get YouTube to check it out. You can hear me? Oh, okay, good. I was like trying to get on YouTube, and I need to get on here anyhow so I can watch your comments when y'all talk to me and stuff, like when I'm telling a story. It's spinning. Come on, dadgummit. Hey, Helen, Sherry, Judy, Thomas, everybody in here. And finally, let me turn my volume down. Hey, Dave. I love you too, baby. How are you? So excited to see you in here. Hey, Anita. I'm doing okay. I'm sorry to frighten y'all. It wasn't anything bad about my health. I've just got a decision to make, and I was going to see what y'all thought. I look like a hot mess right now because here's what happened. I went ghost hunting last night and got back a little bit late, and went to work today and got off early. So I don't know. I was really tired before I left, but I wanted to go really bad. So I'm so sorry I scared y'all. I didn't mean to. What I was going to talk about is COVID has gotten really bad in my area. And there's a case at the local courthouse. They shut it down. I went there to file a mortgage. I know I'm a mortgage underwriter. I went there to file a mortgage, and I'm sorry, I was reading some comments. They wouldn't let me in. There was a guard there, and he said, what do you need? And I said, I just need to give you this. And he's like, okay. So that's crazy. But we're having to start wearing our mask all the time now at work again. I don't know what's going on. It's getting really scary, and got me thinking about the trip to Hell's Bar Dam this weekend. I don't know what to do, guys. I've reached out to them on Facebook to see how they're handling things, because, there's going to be a lot of people, and I don't know if they're requiring people to wear a face mask or not. And if they do, it's going to be real hot in there, and you're trying to breathe with the face mask on. It's not going to be real fun. And I don't know, I spent a lot of money to go there to do the VIP thing. I've got others that are planning on meeting me there, and I want to go really, really bad. But it's just, Sherry says stay home. I'm considering it. Now, I go Friday to my doctor, where I had all that blood work done. Yeah, you're right, Susie. I guess it's just, there. It's not in the city I live in, but the city where the Dead Children's Playground is, Maple Hill Cemetery in Huntsville. That's called Madison County, Alabama. They're making everybody wear face mask if you go out in public, period. You're required to. You can't go anywhere in public without a face mask. So, so I don't know, what all I'm going to do. I don't know. It might be better. Hi, Adrian. How are you, sis? So, yeah, if you just popped in, yeah, I'm just trying to decide what to do. I really, really want to go. But yeah, you're right, Helen. That I got off the subject, but yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. I had all that blood work done, trying to find out what kind of arthritis I have. They took like 7 big old vials of blood. I may have told y'all that, and I may not have. I've told some others privately, but I don't know if I've told that. I think I might have said it on social media. But, so Spirit Box and Carberry. Oh, he's talking to Spirit Box Carberry. Sorry. I have a one-way mind. It's like I can't read and speak at the same. I can't walk and chew gum. But So yeah, I'm going to talk to him Friday after he tells me what my blood test results are, and I'm going to ask him if I'm considered a high risk person or not. And if I am, I'm definitely staying home. But so yeah, I'm just I will reach out some stories today, or do whatever y'all want. But that's one of the things I wanted to come in and talk to y'all about, because y'all are my family, and I was just gonna get your opinion. Do y'all remember the video I made last year called Realm of the Dead, where I went to Tally Cemetery with David Holcomb and his brother Rusty, and we did some paranormal investigation there. I don't know if you remember Rusty, David Holcomb's brother, or not, but he's the one I went with to go filming last night. And the cemetery we went to is sort of crazy, because I've already been there and filmed during the day, but y'all have never seen that video. Because, hey, Paranormal Explorers and Spirit Box World and Card Readings, I don't know if I shouted you out either. But, yeah, maybe we'll find out together, Helen. I know it's you know, you got to go shopping. You got to get your toilet paper and your groceries. It's a crazy world we live in right now. But, but yeah, that cemetery we went to, I filmed during the day last year. And a couple pulled up on me, and I talked to him for a little bit. And when I got done speaking to him, I recorded a spirit box session. And apparently, I guess because I wasn't on my game, because I'd been talking to them and everything, I thought I hit the record button. I didn't, and I lost that footage of my EVP session. So I had some great shots during the day and pictures, and y'all have never seen them. So, hey, Imagination Travels, what's up? So, but yeah, I never posted it because that's a video y'all have never seen. But I had a dream that there was a spirit there walking at night, like walking through the graves. And ever since then, I've just had like this feeling I really needed to go at night, and I hadn't been able to get anybody to go with me. Well, Rusty reached out to me and he said, I'm off this week. You want to go ghost hunting? I said, sure. So we went, and I said, let's go to the cemetery. I said, I just got a feeling about it. Well, there were times we would feel something. There were times we didn't. Hey, Walter Huber. I'm sorry. I think it's Huber. I hope I said your name right. But yeah, the EMF meter did a little bit of stuff, but not a whole lot. But we were hearing things around us. And now, see, this was last night. I haven't reviewed this footage yet, but it's going to be coming out soon. But what's really weird is, y'all know I can't see very far. Well, especially without my glasses. And I had the blue light. I didn't use the night vision. I actually had my, this is stuff that's probably boring for y'all, but my memory card, a little bit of it, I didn't know had broke off in the camera I used for night vision. So Kevin fixed that for me, I hope. So I ended up having to use my Nikon, which was, a light camera. And people kept coming down the road, and we kept having to turn off the lights. So some of it, the video will probably be dark, and you'll just have to be listening, and sorry for that. But even though it's off the back 40, basically, BFE, yeah, people was just running down through there. But anyway, so I had the blue light going, and we were looking way in the woods on a hill, and I was like, is that a grave down there, or is that something else? And I don't know if you've seen Woodman of the World graves. They're real tall. They look like a tree. They're real tall, and they're kind of cut off at the top. And I was looking at one of them, but it looked to me like I could see a head above it and hands, and it looked to me like I could see something moving. And I said, well, I'm seeing things. And Rusty was like, no, I'm seeing it too. He says there's something moving. So, and it looked to me like after a few minutes, like it went down like that or something. It was weird. But so I'm really excited to go through that footage. I'm going to see, it might be a little pixelated, but I'm going to try to crop it to zoom in to see if we can get a better shot, to see if there was something down there. But it was really weird. And I got the Necrophonic app out, and I got some really loud and clear stuff on that Necrophonic app. And there was like a pathway you walked, and there was one part of the cemetery where they were, let's see, the graves were just straight across like this. And once I stepped over that threshold, that Necrophonic app just started screaming stuff, and somebody's trying to call me. Who's trying to call me? I don't know who that was. Anyway, I gotta turn my freaking phone off. People trying to call me on my work phone. But so yeah, it was just really weird. I don't know what was going on with that. So I don't know. We'll have to see what we got. I'm interested to review that and fix it for you. I don't know if I'll do it today or tomorrow because I'm really, really tired. I'll do it tomorrow. But I'll let y'all know what I decide about the Hell's Bar Dam. I'm going to be really disappointed if I can't go because I'm supposed to speak from 7 to 7:30. I'm supposed to meet up with some people. We're going to do that VIP ghost hunt with Franco TV and others that are going to be there. It's going to be lots of fun. It would be great content for y'all to watch, but if it's something to where my doctor says it might put my life in danger, of course I'll have to just say no and lose out on all the fun, lose out on my $120. Yeah, you're right, Sherry. And say I've got another event I hadn't told y'all about. I'm going to go to the 31st of the month. I don't know if y'all remember the Lowry House. It was, let's see, October of 2018. I posted a video where they did like a little Halloween thing. And they're having like a ghost hunt up there. See, they didn't have that the last time I went. And I've messaged them about going up there privately to do a ghost hunt. And they say, yeah, we'll get back to you. And they never do. Just like with the other house I've been trying to get into. The guy said, we were talking on the phone even. And he said, yeah, I'll call you like on a Friday or Saturday and say, come on. He's never got back with me. So I got to figure all that out. But the Southern Ghost Girls, I don't know if y'all have heard of them, but they're the ones that's going to be there doing a ghost hunt. So going to see about investigating that place. That's going to be really cool. So I hope I can go to that. I don't know how many people at the Hell's Bar Dam have bought tickets to do the convention, but I know they only sold 25 VIP tickets, and that's all they sold. They wouldn't sell anymore. So that's not too bad for the VIP because that place is huge. You could scatter, and have plenty of room to do your thing with just 25 people. But do y'all want me to do some ghost stories for you? Turn on my little fireplace and little sound effects like I did last time. What about Amy Bruni? I met Amy Bruni at a South Pittsburgh Hospital. I don't know if she's planning on coming back or not. They do have a lot of celebrities that they book to come at the South Pittsburgh Hospital. The tickets are just a bit higher. Like to go to the South Pittsburgh Hospital on a regular ghost hunt, like I said, they'll say, okay, we're having an investigation tonight, like a freeze your booty off. Or at the Hell's Bar Dam, I haven't heard about Amy Bruni being at the Hell's Bar Dam, unless that's something new. Yeah, I hadn't heard about her going to be there. But so yeah, it's like $60 to go. If there's a celebrity there, it's more. If you want to privately investigate with some friends on the weekends, it's $300. If you go during the week, it's $200. So I'd like to get some friends together to go investigate the hospital during the week, like maybe take a day off work or something the next day so I can sleep, and see if I can get some friends together that might want to pitch in some money and us do the $200. I think that would be really awesome. So, yeah, I don't know about the Hellsbar Dam because they've got some new people over it now, and I don't know them, and I don't know what they charge or anything yet, because the last time I went, Jeff and Vicky were over it, and nobody knows where they are now. I tried to reach out to them after all that happened, and they wouldn't reply to me. My friend Jay Rittler from Jay's Paranormal Exploration, he's coming down. He's got an RV. He's coming down to camp at the Hellsbar Dam, and we've talked a lot on Messenger, social media, whatever, and we've never actually met in person. So I was looking forward to meeting him. And, he tried to reach out to Jeff and Vicky. They didn't respond to him either. So, but these new people seem really cool that are over it. So I'm so glad they reopened it back up. I knew they would one day. I knew somebody would handle that. And it looks like they've done a lot of cleaning up, a lot of work and repairs. So that's a really good thing. So I think AK Exploration reached out to me and said they're coming to the Hellsbar Dam, and said they was looking forward to meet me. So I'm looking forward to meeting them. Kevin and April, I believe, is their name. And they filmed with Angie Marie and stayed with Jeannie's Journey for a little while at her house. So, but I haven't met them. So there's no telling who else is going to be there. I mean, I guess it's just, whoever. There's going to be a lot there this weekend. Probably will be. There probably will be. I'm sure they had a limit. And I don't know if y'all know Hellsbar Dam. They've got they've got the building there on the water that you investigate. But then over here a little bit, they've got another building that's the bar. They sell drinking food and all that. And I think I said something about, like at the convention, there's going to be the speakers, there's going to be tables where vendors can set up and sell stuff. I know Jay is going to have a table set up to sell things. And there's going to be, they're going to sell beer, which I hope they put a limit on some people, because it goes hunting beer. Hi, Mr. Wolfman. Hi, Francis Judy Fletcher. Hi, Jennifer Haggard, my sister. What is up, Jennifer? I was telling everybody, I've got that thing this weekend, Jen. And I'm sort of afraid to go now because, the COVID's hit the courthouse. I don't know if you know that or not. They shut the courthouse. They shut the one down in Rainsville so everybody can get tested. We're having to wear masks again at work. I don't know what else going on. I've reached out to the Hellsbar Dam to see how they're handling people coming into the convention and the ghost hunt, and they haven't replied to me yet, but I'll let you know what they say. So Jennifer's a nurse, y'all, so she'll probably tell me, do not go. But you know how bad I want to go, Jennifer. I really want to go. Oh. But yeah, I was telling them, Jen, I went ghost hunting with David Holcomb's brother, Rusty, last night. I told him kind of what that was like and what I saw, but I have to review my footage to see what's happening there. Yeah, I mean, there'll be a lot of people, but if they kind of cordon it off where everybody can go to the bar, the dam, and then I know the bathrooms is in a building outside, so they've got to have that. Jennifer says, no. Oh, she's working. She snuck in here. She's probably taking a smoke break, ain't she? Puffing on that smoke. Taking her smoke break. Y'all show her some love, because y'all don't know what she has to go through being a nurse. It's hard emotionally, physically, and it's taxing. Hi, Cindy Beck. How are you, sister? Why is there a wrench by your name? Because I made me or somebody made you a mod, Julie. You are a moderator. If I know you pretty good while, and cover your face, wash your hands, don't get up in everybody's business. Jennifer, I try not to get up in everybody's business. But you know what it's going to be like? Like with Franco and everybody else, everybody be wanting to take selfies, and it's like, hey, and then everybody be, rubbing up on each other. So there'll probably be a lot of getting in everybody's business on there. But I managed to find a store that had hand sanitizer today. I'll be keeping that stuff around with me, Betty. I'm not kidding. So y'all want me to tell you some ghost stories? Who wants ghost stories? Or do you want to do something else? Y'all let me know what you want to do. Wrong names, I'm back. Hey, exploring the unseen. Hey, Jennifer Waddell. Oh, I love you too, Jennifer. I love all y'all. Exploring the unseen, guys. I'm glad you made a comment because I don't know if I can do it here on StreamYard or not. Let me see. I can't. I'll go back after the live stream and make you a mod there, Exploring the Unseen. She's a local person. You probably live about maybe 40 minutes to an hour from me, right? So we're going to get together, she and I, and make some videos sometime soon if we can figure out when we can get together and where we can go. So, yeah, let me know, Exploring the Unseen, sometime what you might, if there's somewhere you're wanting to go, if it's like on a Friday or maybe a Saturday. I try to do my, ghost movies on Saturday night, but I can always probably drive up after that gets done. It'd be kind of late, but that's fine with me. I just sleep the next day if I have to. Maybe we can figure out somewhere we can go. Let's see. Children's Playground. Oh, yeah. I've been there and filmed a lot, but I'd really love to go at night. Wouldn't you? I think you're not supposed to, but I got to go. We've got another one. Dave got me on the other day for talking in your video. You talked to me? Oh. I love you too, Jennifer. I don't know what she meant about talking during the video. I've got to go ghost hunting again. Oh, yeah, y'all. Jennifer's, where she works at, they've had patients to die of COVID, and she's had to call the family and tell them, and it's been hard on her. She calls everybody her babies, and it's been hard on her, taxing and time away from family and all that too. Do y'all want to do ghost stories, oracle cards, spirit box, or what would y'all like for me to do? I'll let y'all decide and see what the vote is, and we'll go from there. Y'all can just start commenting it out and let me know what you want me to do. Yeah, it is. It really is. And Hunter's in Florida right now at Panama with some friends. I'm scared to freaking death. But they'd already planned it, so he comes home sometime tomorrow. Oracle cards. Oh, well, thank you, Helen. Our post office is really great. I know, we live in a small town. I know a lot of people that work there even. Oh, but it's great. Thank you. I'm going to grab me some coffee real quick if y'all don't mind. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm just going to be in the kitchen. I'm back. Had to get me some coffee, y'all, to help my throat out. Julie says, I'm for anything paranormal. Thank you for posting that, Thomas. Y'all, Thomas is so awesome. I don't know what I'd do without him. He's my right hand there. That coffee's really hot. I did find this, and I don't even know how good these are. I hadn't even read them yet, but I got that. And then I pulled out my energy oracle cards. I read these a lot for my patrons, and they seem to like them. They always have a good message. Like, even if it kind of tells you something bad, it kind of tries to smooth it out for you. Tries to make it better. Okay, Walter, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. All right. Oh, I have to check it out. I saw something posted, but I didn't look at it. I'll have to check that out, Anita. Yeah, well, I've got cream. I don't always use sugar, but my dad does. I gave him some coffee one time without the sugar in it. He got really upset with me. Where the crap? I mean, I went to McDonald's, bought him a coffee without his knowledge. This was a long time ago. And thought he'd be so excited. I got him a big thing of coffee and took a sip, and he goes, "There's no sugar in it." I was like, gee whiz. Okay. Since we not got too many people in here, I'll try to read as many as I can. Oh my goodness, it just started pouring down rain here. Let's see. I'm going to read Thomas the card first. I got this. It's the Magician and the Mirror. I get confused as to where to hold it. But it's in the reverse. Here's what it looks like upward. Hi, Kayla. How are you, sis? Yeah, the bottom just, y'all may can hear it. The bottom just fell. 53. Knowing and using your true power. So since it's in reverse, it says the Magician and the Mirror, reversed, is warning you, you may be missing a great opportunity. The time is right, but you're not taking advantage of the creative energy of the cycle. You do have the power to transform things for yourself to create something new, whether a home, business, family, or life direction. You may be resistant to or even disbelieving of the unlimited power you possess, but it's time to wake up. The misinformation and perceived limitations that linger from the past can no longer sustain you. Your life is the mirror that reflects your inner energy. Yet you have the ability to change what you see. You must fully open up to the complete truth of your eternal wisdom, talents, and abilities, and take the risk of believing in yourself. Now is the time to dig deep, find the confidence and courage within to make the most of this opportune cycle. You have all the resources you need, and the unlimited force of the universe is at your disposal. It's waiting for you to recognize and ignite the phenomenal power that are eternally yours. And your affirmation for the day: I have all the power I need to create the destiny I desire. Magic happens when I live in consciousness and my eternal truth. So, hi, Nat the cat. How are you? Hi, Francis Judy Fletcher. Do I have dowsing rods? I do. They're sitting in here somewhere, I believe. Hi, Bess Sims. Oh, from Spain. So cool. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. So, yeah, okay, Thomas. I do hope that's good for you. He's saying he liked it. Who would like a card? If you want to see a video of Francis where I did dowsing rods, there's one I did with Marie called At the Witch House, where I did dowsing rods at the witch house. That was creepy. Okay. Spirit box world and card readings. Miss Anita. I'm going to read you this one. Hi, you're in Gemini. Aloha. Haven't seen you in a while, girl. How are you? You got this one in reverse, girl, Anita. This is the 6th chakra, Mackerel, Archangel Metatron. I can't talk. If you can see him. So we'll see what he says. Clarity of thought and personal vision. This card reverse admonishes you to get clear. You may have been lost in confusion and had unclear or distorted thinking. But even if this state of mental chaos has been going on for quite some time, your lack of personal direction can be turned around. Take off the blinders, widen your perspective, visualize the life you want to live, the person you want to be, and make that your intention. It's time to break out of the old toxic thought patterns, whether they be habits of worry, doubt, or self-criticism. It's also time to develop a clearer, healthier vision of how you perceive yourself and what you want your daily life to look like. Know that you are in charge of making it so. Meditate on Metatron's strong presence in your brow center and see a beautiful indigo light spinning there. Affirm that you are creating a new clarity and sense of direction. You have all the power you need to create a strong personal vision that will guide you on your path. Make that a priority now. And your affirmation is, my 6th chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. My personal vision guides me and my thoughts are peaceful and clear. Yeah, and I've done others, Francis. I'm trying to think. I've had several I've done. I think I did a dowsing rod in the oh yeah, I know I did. At the South Pittsburgh Hospital, the one with Amy Bruni on it. You'll see her picture on the thumbnail. I think I talked to a child through the dowsing rod there. Good, I'm glad you liked that. So, now I've got this really weird app. I don't know if y'all seen it. I think Anita and Wayne were using one the other night, and I don't know if this is the same one. EVP Shifter. This thing's spooky as crap. It sounds like a ghost box, but I used it at I meant to use it last night, and I didn't. But it sounds like a ghost box, but I used it at that cemetery of the woods, you know. That the last place I filmed at, where they said, look at me, please look at me. Oh, so freaking creepy. Don't tell Kevin that I'm using this stuff. It wasn't us. Oh, okay. So I know y'all are using something, but okay. I didn't know what it was, but this is made by the same people. Oh, okay. This was made by the same people who do necrophonic. The Chill Seekers. They've got several different things, including necrophonic. This one was like $9.99, I think. And but it sounds a lot like thank you, Thomas. He's so awesome. Look at him. He's like, I'm right on that. Here's a link. Don't tell Kevin I'm doing this in the house. He'll freak out. I'll like burn something here in a minute when we get done. But I thought we'd try it out on the live stream, see how it works. And that, what's that other that everybody's using? Random Nautica app everybody's making videos on. Yeah, I downloaded that thing, and I guess since I live in the boonies, there's nothing to see. It just spins, and it doesn't work. It can't find nothing. So it's probably because I live in the boonies. Anybody that want to pin anything around here is too scared to. Yeah, he is awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna pull that up. Everything's backwards when I look at this. So you, yeah, I know, Spain. Isn't that cool? So you adjust how you want it, the reverb to be, but I don't know enough about. Oh, thank you, Exploring the Unseen. You're so generous. Uh, I'll read you one and send it, or I'll take a picture and send it to you on Messenger in a little bit. You wouldn't use that app? You wouldn't use this app? This is really crazy. So there's dead frequencies and a mic feedback, and I don't know, and there's like an on button. So I'm going to hit dead frequencies. Oh, I've got it turned all the way down. No wonder we can't hear it. I'll do it close to the mic. Sometimes you can't hear anything. Dogs are going nuts. Booby trap? Oh, the random knock. I see what you're saying. Is there somebody here with us? That's weird, isn't it? Can you tell us what your name is? I thought it said look now, but I could have sworn a little while ago it said Kevin. Is Mama here? So you get weird stuff like that, and like I turned you off. Why are you still talking? You get weird stuff like that, and what happens is when I did that video in the woods, like I cut a lot of it out because I only put in what you can understand because it's so weird. But it scared me so bad when it said, "Please look at me." You could see kind of the camera. I was like ready to run. My friend was like, "Hey, how are you?" She's like waving. You can't see it on camera, but she's like waving out to the creek. Harry. It's so funny. Okay. So we'll do necrophonic a little bit. We might get some better intelligent results out of this. I might have to put my speaker on it. Can y'all hear it? Do I need to put my speaker on it? We're all good. Can y'all hear it? It's gone quiet now. Is there anybody here that needs to speak to someone in my live chat? Just turn your volume up. I'm going to lay it down right here a second and dig my little speaker out of my bag. If I can find it, I've got my mess everywhere. My bag is a hot mess right now. I've got everything thrown in it. So we got a light. We got the REM pod. Somewhere in here is a tiny little speaker just waiting to be used. We're coming, spirits. It said ask. Oh, flip, I dropped something. Oh. My speaker coming, flip. My headphones got unplugged. Y'all could probably hear me anyway. Where's that freaking speaker, dude? Is Simon Hawkins here? I could have sworn I heard yeah. I'm getting frustrated now. Of course, it's the last place I look. Sounded like Jess. I'll stop it just a second. Plug my speaker up. It's going to be a lot louder. You can hear a lot better now, right? Who's here with us? Do you have a message for Cindy? Hi, who's there? Ask. Ooh, that's loud. What is your name? If Simon is here, can you say hello? Can you say Helen's name? I think I just heard Thomas. Yes, it was us. Is somebody here for Thomas? Somebody is Julia? I'm sorry about that, Cindy. I think it just said Cindy. Is Sonia here? 3 names, it's us? Is Thomas's brothers and sisters here? Hi, Joni Bowers. How are you doing? That was a whole sentence. We'll have to go back and listen to some of this after the stream. Is my mother here with us? Is Teresa here? Not here. I did. I did cut my hair. It was so dead I had to cut it. I'm gonna grow it back out, but I had to. It was bad. It was just needed it. Really, that's crazy, Sandy. If my mother is here, can she say my nickname that she had for me? So I know it's her. Thank you, Joni. Ooh. Kind of like they said Kyle. That's my eldest son's name. Is Dale here? Dale, y'all may not know this story. I hadn't told it. I'll stop a second. I had a boyfriend in high school that got killed in a car wreck, and his name was Dale. And he went to a different school than me and Kevin did, but him and Kevin shared a locker at tech school at the body shop and became friends. And I knew Kevin, of course, he went to the same school I did, but we weren't friends. I'd say hi to him, go down the hall, and he'd just look. We call it the Crowell stare because all of them do it. But so after he died, me and Kevin started talking and reminiscing about Dale, and eventually became a couple ourselves. So you can kind of say Dale put us together. And I have a really crazy story I'll share with you if you want to hear it. I think I may do a whole video on it about what happened, the premonition dream I had before he died. It was crazy. It's a little bit lengthy, so I'll probably do that on another video. But yeah, I believe Dale brought us together in a lot of ways. But I'll turn this back on. I was just going to explain who that was. Yo, that scared me. Is Dale here with us? Are you here, Dale? I didn't know you could change the speed on that. I'll have to play with that, Sherry. Is Helen Davison's Nana here? Ethel Bowman? Is Ethel Bowman with us? I think I keep hearing no, but I keep trying to think of her name, you know, to help bring her in. Thank you, Cindy. The reason I hadn't done a video yet is I was afraid it might upset Kevin, might upset his family, but I don't know. I've been thinking about doing a video on it for a long time. Oh, I'm sorry, Joni. Is Joni Bauer's mama here? I heard yes, like a really clear yes. Can Joni's mama speak to her and tell her if she's okay? I want to say I'm here, I am good. Do you have a message for your daughter, Joni? I think I heard Joni twice. I got goosebumps on my arms right now. Hi, Jeannie. How are you, sister? Is Joni's mama in heaven with her babies now? You got quiet. In heaven. I swear I heard in heaven. Wow. You're beautiful. Hope no one's talking about me. I look like a hot mess. Anyway, yeah, Jenny, I was just telling everybody, just to catch anybody up that wasn't in here at the beginning, COVID's gotten real bad in my area, and I'm sort of afraid to do the Hell's Bar Down thing this weekend. I was asking everybody their opinions about it. My sister was in here earlier, and, you know, she's a nurse, and she's like, no, don't go. And I spent all this money, and I told people I was going to meet them there, and I really, really want to go. But I'm a little bit afraid to now, and I've messaged the dam to see what they're planning on doing, because it's gotten so much worse this week here. And there is one town locally that they're requiring you to wear a face mask just to go out in public. And yeah, thanks for reminding me about that, Cindy. Yeah, I'm going to the doctor Friday to find out the results of all that blood test they did, and I'm going to ask him if he thinks I'm high risk or not, or if he thinks I'm okay, and I'm going to kind of make a decision from there. But I would really hate not to go, but we'll just see. I read a few oracle cards, and we started doing the necrophonic app. Yeah, I know, Jess. It's going to be hard because everybody's going to want to be making selfies with each other, you know. Everybody does that. It's hard not to. It's been hard for me not to shake hands at work, you know, so it's weird. But I went to the courthouse to file a mortgage for somebody. They wouldn't let me in the building. And found out later they had a case there. And they closed up shop there until they got every employee tested. So, yeah, it would be riskier. And I mean it. And I heard that they're not letting Americans in Europe right now because this virus. And like, I don't have the money, but one day I want to go to Scotland and England and Ireland. I'm like dying because that's where my peoples be from. my ancestors, and I want to go there and meet people. I want to film. Just all this just stinks. Maybe one day I'll have enough money to go. And maybe when I do have the money, all this will be over with. Oh my gosh. Do y'all want to still do the necrophonic? Or do y'all want to do ghost stories? Or what would y'all like to do? I'll let y'all tell me. I could come back on here in a little bit. And if y'all don't know what you want to do, and see if I could do a live ghost hunt at a cemetery or something. I don't know. But yeah, I was telling Jeannie I went ghost hunting last night. That's why I'm so tired. I stayed up last night. I worked, come home, went to ghost hunt with a friend, and then went to work, came home, and done this. It is scary times. It is scary times. And trying to think what I was gonna say, but yeah, we caught some. I think we caught some stuff. I gotta review my footage. Really, really, really creepy. I don't know, guys. And there's like a little abandoned house, like I could walk to down the street, and I've been threatening to, but you could see it really good. But now, since it's got summer, it's all overgrown. I thought about trying to get in there, but oh, you'd have to rejoin because you've opened another channel and you are a member under Anita and Wayne's new fun adventures. So that's why you're not a member. Because it's attached to that channel. So you'd have to cancel the membership on that channel and open up a membership under Spirit Box World and Card Readings. So, but yeah, I thought about going in there. I didn't know if I'd get shot or not. You know, people around here, they just shoot your butt. They don't even say, hey, get out. I'm going to press charges. It's like, you gone. You gone. Go to the abandoned house. Oh, I'm kind of afraid it might be snaky. Like Kevin's cousin used to live down the road, and her boys went down there and did some damage, and the owner got really, really mad. So I don't know what they were thinking, but he may have it to where you can't open the door. Because I told Kevin, I said, I'd really like to go in that old, it's like a little cabin type looking house. Kevin said, that old man will get you. He said, that old man's crazy. So I don't know. Yeah, if you need. But yeah, don't forget your mask. It's in my purse. I got a mask that I sell. It says social distancing ghost hunting. Yeah, I say that, Sherry. I kind of figured out that's what you meant when you told me that. I'll have to play with it. That's cool. That you can do that. But anyway, what I may do is read y'all a ghost story and then kind of get off here. And I'm sure Terry or somebody will be going live in a little bit. Y'all don't forget, I don't know if Jeannie's still in here, but Jeannie goes live on Wednesday nights. I want to say she goes live around 9 my time. So, yeah, I am in Alabama, Aaron Gemini. I'm in Northeast Alabama, almost on the top right corner of Alabama. And the turmeric, I tried to take the pills, the turmeric pills, and yeah, it went great. I see now they got me on steroids, so now my immune system is suppressed to keep my arthritis from eating me alive. Yeah, Thomas does a great job. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, I don't know if you've talked to me live or not. I've seen you make comments before, and I say hi back and forth, but I don't know. Oh yeah, Jeannie goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern. It is 3:30 p.m. where I am, Helen. I'm on Central Standard Time. And that's where I'm at. I'm on Sand Mountain. And Sand Mountain's had a bit of a bad name because used to be you would never see any people of color on this mountain. You do a little bit now, but not much. But there was some history back in the day with people. Not that way now. But there is some sort of documentary out there somewhere. I've seen it on like the Travel Channel or somewhere about this woman that some of the churches, they do the snake handling. Like if the Bible says no snake will bite you, and you know how Paul would stomp on the snake and it would bite him, but nothing would happen to him. And there's churches that do that. And so there's some sort of story out there that talks about this man and woman in that church doing that. And I think she killed him at some point. It was like a murder mystery story. But yeah, if you ever look up Sand Mountain. Oh, I'll tell you something really bad. My sister played like ball. I'll ball, all year long. And she was like at a basketball camp and made friends with a guy there, like one of the instructors. And he was a black guy, and he asked her where she was from. And she said Sand Mountain. And he I didn't mean to hit that. He had nothing to do with her after that. Wouldn't talk to her, nothing. Didn't give her time of day. And she's like, I'm not one of them people. You know what I mean? So it's sad. It's crazy. I'm going to flip around a second and get us some ambience going for a ghost story. I guess y'all can still see me, but I can't see you for a second because I am looking for my little... I've got so much crap on here now. I'll show y'all something funny here in a second. I'll share my screen and then y'all can see this and laugh at me. Okay, I didn't mean for you to play. Stop playing. Let me go to share my screen here. Okay, it says I'm sharing. Okay, I'll let y'all look at this. Oh, it's Jessie with big hair as a cheerleader in the 11th grade in high school. She would turn her head upside down with a diffuser and blow that stuff until it got real big and hairy on the top of her head. And tease, some bangs teased up. All that hairspray you got to get in a corner. Oh, boy. Ha ha. What do y'all think of that? Oh, my God. Okay, that's funny. Okay, let me go to wherever it was I was going to get. Oh, my God. Here's some of the clips. If you're a member, if you're a Patreon and a member, I did a video of some funny stuff that you could only see if you were a member of Patreon. That's some of the clips I used. Watch this one of Kyle. It's so funny. We were at Tally.
So we're back up to the cemetery right now, and we're going to do just a little bit more filming. Try to make sure I don't step on any graves. We're going to go into the woods for a little bit. And, well, if you never see this video, then, I guess you don't know, because I'll be dead.
Isn't he goofy? Could y'all see that? Oh, my God. I hope you could see that. I don't know. I'm not used to using this thing. Okay. Here we go. Let me turn it down a little bit so it ain't too loud. All right, boys and girls. We've changed the atmosphere. We're gonna make it spooky. Give me just a second and I'll get started. I'm gonna pull YouTube up on my phone so I don't miss your comments. Because you know how this is.
So I don't miss your comments.
I might miss them. Oh yeah, we put like we got shoot. Blackberries growing out here. And I go to Stevenson to film a lot, Francis. Yeah, we have wild blackberries we pick here a lot. Okay, let me find you a story. Let's see if we've got a table of contents. Let's read On the Brighton Road. I bet Helen, if you're in here, you probably know all about Brighton. I'd love to go to England. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna get my glasses on because I'm as blind as a bat. Ooh. Slowly the sun had climbed up the hard white downs till it broke with little of the mysterious ritual of dawn upon a sparkling light world of snow. There had been a hard frost during the night, and the birds who hopped about here and there with scant tolerance of life left no trace of their passage on the silver pavements. In places, the sheltered caverns of the hedges broke the monotony of the whiteness that had fallen upon the colored earth, and overhead the sky melted from orange to deep blue, from deep blue to a blue so pale that it suggested a thin paper screen rather than a illimitable space. Pardon me. Across the level fields there came a cold, silent wind, which blew fine dust of snow from the trees. But hardly stirred the crested hedges. Once above the skyline, the sun seemed to climb more quickly, and as it rose higher, it began to give out a heat that blended with the keenness of the wind. It may have been this strange alteration of heat and cold that disturbed the tramp in his dreams, for he struggled for a moment with the snow that covered him, like a man who finds himself twisted uncomfortably in the bedclothes, and then sat up with a staring, questioning eyes. "Lord, I thought I was in bed," he said to himself as he took in the vacant landscape, "and all the while I was out here." He stretched his limbs and, rising carefully to his feet, shook the snow off his body, and as he did so, the wind set him shivering, and he knew that his bed had been warm. Hi, Nancy Boyd from Scotland. Girl, I want to go there so bad. Back to the story. Sorry if I missed anybody's comments. Come, I feel pretty fit, he thought. I suppose I am lucky to wake at all in this, or unlucky, and as much of a business to come back to. He looked up and saw the downs shining against the blue like the Alps on a picture postcard. That means another 40 miles or so, I suppose. He continued grimly. Lord knows what I did yesterday. Walked till I was done, and now I'm only about 12 miles from Brighton. Damn the snow, damn Brighton, and damn everything. The sun crept up higher and higher, and he started walking patiently along the road with his back turned to the hills. Am I glad or sorry that it was only sleep that took me? Glad or sorry, glad or sorry. His thoughts seemed to arrange themselves in a metrical accompaniment to the steady thud of his footsteps, and he hardly sought an answer to his question. It was good enough to walk to. Presently, when 3 milestones had loitered past. He overtook a boy who was stooping to light a cigarette. He wore no overcoat and looked unspeakably fragile against the snow. "Are you a road governor?" asked the boy huskily as he passed. "I think I am," the tramp said. "Oh, then I'll come a bit of the way with you if you don't walk too fast. It is a bit lonesome walking this time of day." The tramp nodded his head and the boy started limping along by his side. "I'm 18, he said casually. "I bet you thought I was younger." 15, I would have said. "You'd have backed a loser. 18 last August, and I've been on the road 6 years. I ran away from home 5 times when I was a little one, and the police took me back each time. Very good to me, the police was. Now I've got a home to run away. Haven't got a home to run away to." Or excuse me, now I haven't got a home to run away from. Pardon my mistake. "Nor have I," the tramp said calmly. "Oh, I can see what you are," the boy panted. "You're a gentleman come down. It's harder for you than for me." The tramp glanced at the limping, feeble figure and lessened his pace. "Hi, Ash Marie. How are you, my sister? Say hi to Alyssa for me." "I haven't been at it as long as you have," he admitted. "No, I could tell that by the way you walk. You haven't got tired yet. Perhaps you expect something the other end." The tramp reflected for a moment. "I don't know," he said bitterly. "I'm always expecting things." "You'll grow out of that," the boy commented. "It's warmer in London, but it's harder to come by grub. There isn't much in it, really. Still, there's a chance of meeting somebody there who will understand." "Country people are better," the boy interrupted. "Last night I took a lease of a barn for nothing and slept with the cows, and this morning the farmer ratted me out and gave me tea and took me because I was little. Of course I score there, but in London, soup on the embankment at night, and all the rest of the time coppers moving you on. I dropped by the roadside last night and slept where I fell. It's a wonder I didn't die," the tramp said. The boy looked at him sharply. "How do you know you didn't?" he said. "I don't see it," the tramp said after a pause. "I'll tell you," the boy said hoarsely. "People like us can't get away from this sort of thing if we want to. Always hungry, always thirsty, and dog-tired and walking all the time. And yet if anyone offers me a nice home and work, my stomach feels sick. Do I look strong? I know I'm little for my age, but I've been knocking about like this for 6 years. And do you think I'm not dead? I was drowned bathing at Margaret, and I was killed by a gypsy with a spike. He knocked my head right in, and twice I was froze like you last night, and a motor cut me down on this very road. And yet I'm walking along here now, walking to London, to walk away from it again, because I can't help it. Dead. I tell you, we can't get away from it if we want to." The boy broke off in a fit of coughing, and the tramp paused while he recovered. "You'd better borrow my coat for a bit, Tommy," he said. "Your cough's pretty bad." "You go to hell," the boy said fiercely, puffing at a cigarette. "I'm all right. I was telling you about the road. You haven't gone down it yet, but you'll find out presently. We're all dead, all of us who are on it, and we're all tired, yet somehow we can't leave it. There's nice smells in the summer, dust and hay and the wind smacking your face on a hot day, and it's nice waking up in the wet grass on a fine morning. I don't know. He lurched forward suddenly, and the tramp caught him by the arms. "I'm sick," the boy whispered. "Sick." The tramp looked up and down the road, but he could see no houses or any sign of help. Yet as he supported the boy doubtfully in the middle of the road, a motor car suddenly flashed in the middle distance and came smoothing through the snow. "What's the trouble?" the driver said quietly as he pulled up. "I'm a doctor." He looked at the boy and keenly and listened to his strained breathing. "Pneumonia," he commented. "I'll give him a lift to the infirmary, and you too if you like." The tramp thought of the workhouse and shook his head. I'd rather walk, he said. The boy winked faintly as they lifted him into the car. I'll meet you beyond Reigate, he murmured to the tramp. You'll see. And the car vanished along the white road. All the morning the tramp splashed through the thawing snow. Then at midday he begged some bread at a cottage door. And he crept into a lonely barn to eat. It was warm there, and after his meal he fell asleep among the hay. It was dark when he woke. He started trudging once more through the slushy roads. 2 miles beyond Reigate, a fell figure, slipped out of the darkness to meet him. On the road, Governor? Said a husky voice. Then I'll come a bit of the way with you if you don't walk too fast. It's a bit lonesome walking this time of day. But the pneumonia, cried the tramp aghast. I died at Crowell this morning, said the boy. Goodbye, Nat. Thanks for being here. So, like, that story, what's that one going on right now? Can't think that Stephen King movie. We all float down here. We're all dead down here on the road. Ooh. Trying to find one that's not too awful long. I'll read one more for you. The Ghost of a Hand. Miss Rebecca Chattersworth, in a letter dated late in the autumn of 1753, gives a minute and curious relation of occurrences at the Till House, which, it is plain, although at starting she protests against all such fooleries, she has heard with a peculiar sort of particularity. The It movie, there you go. It was for printing the entire letter, which is really very singular as well as characteristic. But my publisher meets me with his veto, and I believe he is right. The worthy old lady's letter is perhaps too long, and I must rest content with a few hungry notes of its tenor. That year, and somewhere about the 24th of October, there broke out a strange dispute between Mr. Alderman Hopper of High Street, Dublin, and my Lord Castlemullard, who, in virtue of his cousinship to the young heir's mother, had undertaken for him the management of the tiny estate on which the tiled house, for I find it spelt both ways, stood. Thank you so much, Helen. I love you. Thanks for being here. Love you, Anita. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you love the scenery, Miss Joanne. I am going to be making some more sceneries to show to go with our ghost stories. They will be coming in one of the next videos. This Alderman Hopper had agreed for a lease of the house for his daughter, who was married to a gentleman named Prosser. He furnished it, put up hangings, and otherwise went to considerable expense. Mr. and Mrs. Prosser came there sometime in June, and after having parted with a good many servants in the interval, she made up her mind that she could not live in the house, and her father waited on Lord Castlemullard, who told him plainly that he would not take out the lease, because the house was subjected to annoyances which he could not explain. In plain terms, he said it was haunted, and that no servants would live there more than a few weeks. And after what his son-in-law's family had suffered there, not only should he be excused from taking a lease of it, but that the house itself ought to be pulled down as a nuisance and the habitual haunt of something worse than human malefactors. I sure will, Aaron. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. I keep calling you Joanne, but it's Joni. My apologies. Lord Castlemullard filled a bill in the equity side of the executor to compel Mr. Alderman Hopper to perform his contract by taking out the lease. But the alderman drew an answer, supported by no less than 7 long affidavits, copies of all which were furnished to his lordship, and with the desired effect, for rather than compel him to place them upon the file of the court, his lordship struck and consented to release him. I am so sorry the case did not proceed at least far enough to place upon the files of the court the very authentic and unaccountable story which Miss Rebecca relates. The annoyances described did not begin till the end of August, when one evening Mrs. Prosser, quite alone, was sitting in the twilight at the back parlor window, which was open, looking out into the orchard, and plainly saw a hand stealthily placed upon the stone window-sill outside, as if by some one beneath the window at her right side, intending to climb up. It was Cousin It. No, I'm just kidding. There was nothing but the hand, which was rather short, but handsomely formed, white and plump, laid on the edge of the window-sill. And it was not a very young hand, but one aged, somewhat about 40, as she conjectured. It was only a few weeks before that horrible robbery at Clondalkin had taken place, and the lady fancied that the hand was that of one of the miscreants who now was about to scale the windows of Tilde House. She uttered a loud scream and an ejaculation of terror, and at the same moment the hand was quietly withdrawn. Search was made in the orchard, but there was no indications of any persons having been under the window, beneath which, ranged along the wall, stood a great column of flower pots, which it seemed must have prevented anyone's coming within reach of it. The same night there came a hasty tapping every now and then at the window of the kitchen. The women grew frightened, and the servant man, taking firearms with him, opened the back door but discovered nothing. Pardon me. As he shut it, however, he said a thump came on it, and a pressure as of somebody striving to force his way in, which frightened him, and though the tapping went on upon the kitchen window panes, he made no further explorations. About 6 o'clock on Saturday evening, following the clock, an honest, sober woman, now aged nigh 60 years, being alone in the kitchen, saw, on upon looking up, it is supposed the same fat but aristocratic, looking hand, laid with its palm against the glass, as if feeling carefully for some inequality in its surface. She cried out and said something like a prayer on saying it, but it was not withdrawn for several seconds after. Hello, Vicky. How are you? I like your last name. Are you Irish or Scottish? Pardon me, I had to get a drink. My throat was killing me. After this, for a great many nights, there came at first a low and afterwards an angry rapping, as it seemed with a set of clenched knuckles at the back door, and the servant man would not open it, but called to know who was there. There came no answer. You're English. I like it. Only a sound as if the palm of the hand was placed against it, and drawn slowly from side to side, with a sort of soft, groping motion. All this time sitting in the back parlor, which for the time they used as a drawing room, Mr. and Mrs. Prosser were disturbed by rappings at the window, sometimes very low and furtive, like a clandestine signal, and at others sudden, and so loud as to threaten the breaking of the pane. This was all the back of the house, which looked upon the orchard, as you know. But on a Tuesday night at about 9:30, there came precisely the same rappings at the hall door, and went on to the great annoyance of the master and terror of his wife at intervals for nearly 2 hours. Hello, Judith Singleton. How are you, my friend? After this, for several days and nights, they had no annoyance whatsoever and began to think that the nuisance had expended itself. But on the night of the oh, my stupid Bixby came on. I'm not talking to you, lady. Okay. Stupid Bixby. But on the night of the 13th, dadgummit, she came on again. Okay. But on the night of the 13th of September, Jane Easterbrook, an English maid, having gone into the pantry for the small silver bowl in which her mistress, Posset, was serving, happening to look up at the little window of only 4 panes, observed through an auger hole which was drilled through the window frame for the admission of a bolt to secure the shutter, a white, pudgy finger, first the tip, then the first 2 joints introduced, and turned about this way and that, crooked against the inside as if in search of a fastening which its owner designed to push aside. When the maid got back into the kitchen, she told we fell into a swoon and was all the next day very weak. Fine as a cat hair, I am too. Thank you, Vicky. I'm going to be making some more backgrounds too for these videos, so we're not saying the same one over and over again. Mr. Prosser being, I've heard, a hard-headed and conceited sort of fellow, scouted the ghost and sneered at the fears of his family. He was privately of opinion that the whole affair was a practical joke or fraud, and waited on the opportunity of catching the rogue flagrante in delicto. He did not keep this theory to himself, but let it out by degrees with no stint of oaths and threats, believing that some domestic traitor held the thread of the conspiracy. Indeed, it was the time something were done, for not only his servants, but good Mrs. Prosser herself had grown to look unhappy and anxious. They kept at home from the hour of sunset and would not venture about the house after nightfall except in couples. The knocking had ceased for about a week, and then one night Mrs. Prosser was being in the nursery. Her husband, who was in the parlor, heard it begin very softly at the hall door. The air was quite still, which favored his hearing distinctly. This was the first time there had been any disturbance at that side of the house, and the character of the summons was changed. Mr. Prosser, leaving the parlor door open, it seems, went quietly into the hall. The sound was that of beating on the outside of the stout door, softly and regularly. I'm getting tongue-twisted. With a flat of the hand, he was going to open it suddenly, but changed his mind and went back very quietly and on to the head of the kitchen stair, where was a strong closet over the pantry in which he kept his firearms, swords, and canes. Here he called his master servant, whom he believed to be honest, and with a pair of loaded pistols in his own coat pockets, and giving another pair to him, he went, as lightly as he could, followed by the man, and with a stout walking cane in his hand, forward to the door. Everything went as Mr. Prosser wished. The besieger of his house, so far from taking fright at their approach, grew more impatient, and the sort of patting which he had aroused his attention at first assumed the rhythm and emphasis of a series of double knocks. Mr. Prosser, angry, opened the door with his right arm across, cane in hand. Looking, he saw nothing, but his arm was jerked up oddly as it might be with the hollow of a hand, and something passed under it with a kind of gentle squeeze. The servant neither saw nor felt anything, and did not know why his master looked back so hastily, cutting with his cane, and shutting the door with so sudden a slam. From that time Mr. Prosser discontinued his angry talk and swearing about it, and seemed nearly as averse from the subject as the rest of his family. He grew, in fact, very uncomfortable, feeling an inward persuasion that when in answer to the summons he had opened the hall door, he had actually given admission to the besieger. He said nothing to Mrs. Prosser, but went up earlier to his bedroom, where he read a while in his Bible and said his prayers. I hope the particular relation of this circumstance does not indicate its singularity. He lay awake for a good while, it appears, and as he supposed about 12:15, he heard the soft palm of a hand patting on the outside of the bedroom door, and then brushed slowly along it. Up bounced Mr. Prosser, very much frightened, and looked up the door and locked it, crying, "Who's there?" but received no answer, but the same brushing sound of a soft hand drawn over the panels, which he knew only too well. In the morning, the housemaid was terrified by the impression of a hand in the dust of the little parlor table, where they had been unpacking delft and other things the day before. The print of the naked foot in the sea sand did not frighten Robinson Crusoe half so much. They were by this time all nervous, and some of them half crazed about the hand. Mr. Prosser went to examine the mask, the mark, and made light of it, but, as he swore afterwards, rather to quiet his servants than from any comfortable feeling about it in his own mind. However, he had them all one by one into the room, made each place his or her hand, palm downward, on the same table, thus making a similar impression from every person in the house, including himself and his wife. And his affidavit disposed that the formation of the hand so impressed differed altogether from those living inhabitants of the house, and corresponded with that of the hand seen by Mrs. Prosser and by the cook. Whoever or whatever the owner of the hand might be, they all felt the subtle demonstration to mean that it was declared he was no longer out of doors, but had established himself in the house. And now Mrs. Prosser began to troubled with strange and horrible dreams, some of which, as set out in detail in Aunt Rebecca's long letter, are really appalling nightmares. But one night, as Mr. Prosser closed his bedchamber door, he was struck somewhat by the utter silence of the room, there being no sound of breathing, which seemed unaccountable to him, as he knew his wife was in bed, and his ears were particularly sharp. There was a candle burning on a small table at the foot of the bed, beside the one he held in his hands. He, as heavy ledger connected with his father-in-law's business, being under his arm, he drew the curtain at the side of the bed, and saw Mrs. Prosser lying, as for a few seconds he mortally feared dead. Her face was motionless, white, and covered with a cold dew, and on the pillow close beside her head, and just within the curtains, was, as he first thought, a toad, but really the same fattish hand, the wrist resting on the pillow, and the fingers extended towards her temple. Mr. Prosser, with a horrified jerk, pitched the ledger right at the curtains, behind which the owner of the hand might be supposed to stand. The hand was instantaneously and smoothly snatched away. The curtains made a great wave, and Mr. Prosser got round the bed in time to see the closet door, which was at the other side, pulled to by the same white puffy hand, as he had believed. He drew the door open with a fling and stared in, but his closet was empty, except for the clothes hanging from the pegs on the wall, and the dressing table, and the looking-glass facing the windows. He shut it sharply and locked it, and felt for a minute. He says, as if were like to lose his wits, then ringing the bell, he brought the servants with much ado. They recovered Mrs. Prosser from a sort of trance, in which, he says, from her look she seemed to have suffered the pains of death, and Aunt Rebecca adds, from what she told me of her visions, with her own lips he might have added, and of hell also. But the occurrence which seems to have determined the crisis was the strange sickness of their eldest child, a little boy aged between 2 and 3 years. He lay awake, seemingly in a paralysis of terror, and the doctors who were called in set down the symptoms to incipient water on the brain. Mrs. Prosser used to sit up with the nurse by the nursery fire, much troubled in her mind about the condition of her child. Hello, Carol. How are you, girl? His bed was placed sideways along the wall, with his head against the door or press of a cupboard, which, however, did not shut quite close. There was a little valance, about a foot deep, round the top of the child's bed, and this descended within some 10 or 12 inches of the pillow on which it lay. They observed that the little creature was quieter whenever they took it up and held it in their laps. They had just replaced him, and as he seemed to have grown quite sleepy and tranquil, but he was not 5 minutes in his bed when he began to scream in one of these frenzies of terror. At the same moment, the nurse for the first time detected, and Mrs. Prosser equally plainly saw, following the direction of her eyes, the real cause of the child's sufferings. Protruding through the aperture of the press and shrouded in the shade of the valance, they plainly saw the white, fat hand, palm downward, presented towards the head of the child. The mother uttered a scream and snatched the child from its little bed, and she and the nurse ran down to the lady's sleeping room, where Mr. Prosser was in bed, shutting the door as they entered, and they hardly done so when a gentle tap came to it on the outside. There is a great deal more, but this will suffice. The singularity of the narrative seems to me to be this, that it describes the ghost of a hand and no more. The person to whom the hand might have belonged to never once appeared, nor was its hand separated from body, but only a hand so manifested and so introduced as owner was always by some crafty accident hidden from view. In the year 1819, at a college breakfast, I met a Mr. Prosser, a thin, gray, but rather chatty old gentleman, with very white hair, drawn back into a pigtail, and he told aside with a conscience particularly a story of his cousin, James Prosser, who had, when he was an infant, slept for some time in what his mother said was a haunted nursery in an old house in Chapelzoid, who, whenever he was ill, or over fatigued, or anywise feverish, suffered all through his life, and had done so from time to time, could scarcely remember from a vision a certain gentleman, a fat and pale, very curly, of whose wig every button and fold, of whose lace, benignant and unwholesome face, was minutely engraven upon his memory, as the dress and lineaments of his own father's portrait, which hung before him every day, breakfast, dinner, and supper. Mr. Prosser mentioned this as an insistence of curiously monotonous, individualized, and persistent neighbors, and hinted the extreme horror and anxiety which his cousin, of whom he spoke in the past tense as poor Jimmy, was any time induced to mention it. Poor Jimmy. Could you imagine being reduced to a hand right out of the Addams family? That was all anybody could see of you. Well, my friends, I'm pausing this. Okay. Why am I not seeing me? Okay, stop sharing. I forget, y'all. I'll do this more often. I'll remember. There you are. You're back. Reading makes me real sleepy, and I'm already sleepy, so I'm like, So Jeannie, tell Antonio. I just about read myself to sleep doing this. Antonio's always saying I need to read him bedtime stories. Tim almost read me my own when I got to the end. I was like, stumbling over my words, messing all that up. I'm going to I made some more merch too. Thomas has got some links, and I made like some categories. Like if you go to my store, which that link will carry the products, you could go to categories, and there's like a Jessie's paranormal adventure section, a Jessie's paranormal movie I can't talk, y'all. But then there's other stuff too. So they were supposed to, because last time I went in, it just showed the 2 categories. They actually have 4 categories right now. So I don't know. But I'm going to share like some certain things that are new that I have on there on my social media here in a little bit. So look for them. Thank you, Joni. I appreciate that. Thank you, Aaron. Gee, gonna laugh at me. To Antonio and Chloe and Raina and your birds and everything, I said hi. Did I send you? I gotta send you the link, Jeannie, to the video I made for my patrons and my members, because you're in it a lot. I gotta send it to you. I've had a lot of people ask me to make that public for everybody. For right now, I'm going to leave it just for the members and the patrons, but I may post that public soon. So I guess you can say just right now it's just sort of exclusive for them at the moment. Thank you so much, Julie Van D. And I hope you enjoy your mugs. Thank you so much for buying them. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate all of you. And I'll let you know, and Friday, I'll let y'all know what the doctor said about my test results. If I'm too tired when I get back, I may just post it on social media or in the community tab on YouTube. If I'm not too tired, I'll go live and tell y'all what they said, because I don't care if people know my business. To me, it's like the people that are so, you don't need to know my business or whatever. It's like, what you got to hide? You need my help again. Oh, Lord. I'll try to help you maybe tomorrow when I get home or something. I've been ghost hunting all night, and I'm about to fall asleep. And y'all, my hair looks, you can't tell, but I need to change the oil in my hair is what I call it when I take a shower. I need to change the oil in my hair, and I hadn't ate anything since breakfast, so I'm going to eat something. Oh, thanks, Cindy. I appreciate you. Can't wait to work with you too. And so, but yeah, the only thing I guess I really don't talk about my family or my life is stuff that maybe legally I can't talk about, or, that sort of thing. Or if it might get somebody in real trouble or something. But I mean, as far as people knowing about my health or whatever, to me, it's like y'all are my family, and I let my family know these things. So, yeah. Here it is, there, Julie. There it is. And I've got, I think my other one is here somewhere. That's that way. And Thomas found some way to, he made like or he didn't buy one, but it lets you like take that design and make other things with it besides mugs. I don't know. It's real heavy. It's real nice. It's got the, the black inside. I can't do it too far. My coffee will fall out. But I like it. It hasn't been, it's part of the mug, so it don't like come off or, that sort of thing. I like that. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Francis. Thank you for all my newbies being here that hadn't been in the live stream before. Welcome to the Jessie fam. Oh, 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 oh. Welcome to the Jessie fam. Oh, 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 oh. I'm telling I'm tired. I get stupid when I'm tired. Okay, guys. I will let you go and gotta start working on that video too that I made last night so y'all can see it. We kind of felt, and it's like I told Rusty, he's like, well, it's kind of quiet. And I said, well, and two, we might have caught more than what you think. Sometimes you go places and you think this is going to be a dud of a video, a dud of a investigation. And then you look through it and you're like, oh, so it might be good. Yeah, really. If you look, you can see, yeah. And I made koozies too, like for your sodas. It's got the little emojis you get for being a member. I've got two of them on that koozie. One of them's the Jessie fam. The other side, it says "Let's get spooky" or something like that. It's got like a little ghost, and at the bottom, like where the bottom of the can would be, it's got a weird picture made of like that. I want to say they're about $8 or something like that. I don't know. I got to get me one. Oh, so I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, I promise I'll get off here now. Love you guys so much, and stay tuned, and I will be getting back with you really soon. I got to go back to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day this week. Start your Friday. Get back with you. Oh, thank you so much, Aaron. I appreciate that. I've been looking for the email. Yeah, if y'all have ideas or stories you want to share or whatever, I'm glad for your feedback. Because I want to, this is for us to have fun together, and love for anything you want to share. I appreciate it. So I will end this broadcast and talk to you guys later. Love you. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands.